Slowly, you begin accepting things you once would have questioned. A comment that feels slightly unfair, a favor that feels heavier than it should, a moment where something inside you feels uncomfortable, but you let it pass. You tell yourself it's not worth reacting to. You don't want to seem difficult. You don't want to create tension where things could stay peaceful. So you stay patient, you stay understanding, you keep things smooth for everyone else. At first, it feels like kindness, like maturity, like being the calm person in the room. But little by little, something begins to change. You start ignoring the small signals inside you, the quiet tightness in your chest, the small thought that says, "That didn't feel right." Instead of listening to that feeling, you explain things away. Maybe they didn't mean it like that. Maybe it's just a bad day. So you give people the benefit of the doubt, again and again. This doesn't happen because you're weak. In many ways, it happens because you care. People who tolerate a lot are often the ones who value harmony the most. They understand others easily. They try to see the good in everyone. Over time, they become the person who absorbs discomfort so others don't have to, like a quiet buffer in every situation. At first, that can look like strength. You stay calm when things feel tense. You let small things slide when others might react. But even quiet patience has a limit. When too much is tolerated, the mind starts holding on to things it never got to express. And that weight shows up in small ways. You might feel strangely drained after certain conversations. Some situations begin to feel heavier than they used to. Not because you're overly sensitive, but because something inside you has been carrying too much for too long. Those feelings aren't failures, they're signals. They're reminders that your comfort matters too, that your inner voice was never meant to be ignored forever. Noticing this doesn't mean you've suddenly become difficult. It simply means you're beginning to hear yourself again. And sometimes the shift doesn't start with a big change. It starts with something very small. A moment of pause before automatically agreeing. A quiet acknowledgement of how something actually made you feel. You don't have to stop being kind. You don't have to stop being patient. But patience was never meant to erase you. Because the most balanced kind of understanding is the kind that includes you too.